Tensions flared, lawyers sparred, and delays were lengthy.
And this was only the beginning of the Vanderbilt rape retrial. There was also a legal bombshell dropped in court today as Brandon Vandenburg's attorneys tried to have the whole thing thrown out on double jeopardy.
Chris Conti is back in court for us. Chris, what did this day show us?
Well, Vicki, it showed what a lot of people have been predicting, that this is likely going to be a long trial. Even before the jury was brought into court today, lawyers from both sides were on the offensive.
Good morning.
If you were to liken the Vanderbilt rape retrial to a marathon, then consider this the starting gun. Lawyers came out of the start gate at a sprint.
And Judge, I object to him interrupting me before I finish.
And this was before the jury had been brought in.
Good morning,
After Brandon Vandenburg entered his plea, and after 9 women and 5 men from Memphis were sworn in, the defense tried to set up this roadblock.
That is 2 jeopardies on the same sets of facts.
Double jeopardy. They argued that 2 juries have been sworn in on the same case, and therefore the former Vandy football player should walk.
We should never be in this position that we are in today. The state got greedy. The state tried to cure a wrong, and they have placed themselves in a position to where they have blown it. This court must dismiss this case.
He is not being placed twice in jeopardy.
The judge denied their motion, and the race continued on with opening statements.
So they take her out like a piece of trash and throw her face down in the hall.
For a third time, prosecutors told the jury about those fateful morning hours at Gillette Hall when Vandenburg carried an unconscious female student into a dorm room, then recorded on his cell phone as his teammates raped her.
You'll find not only he violated the laws of Tennessee, but the very laws of human decency.
Defense attorneys, though, argued the 22-year-old shouldn't be held responsible for other people's actions.
You're going to see Mr. Vandenburg do some things that he shouldn't have done.
Only the start of what is likely to be a weeks-long race for justice. This is the first time that Brandon Vandenburg was back here in Davidson County since he walked away a free man about a year ago. The victim was not here today, but we do expect to see her here at the end of the week when she is expected to testify for a third time. We're live at the courthouse downtown this evening. Chris Conti, News Channel 5.
Chris, thanks. Once again, we are broadcasting the proceedings live, both online and on News Channel 5 Plus. Our Nick Barris and legal analyst Nick Leonardo are watching as well. Here's their take on day one.
Certainly some fireworks the first day of the Vanderbilt rape trial. Brandon Vandenburg on trial. And all right, Nick Leonardo, a couple of things really jump out at me from the first day. If you would, first, let's touch on their opening arguments. Tom Thurman, not much different than the other cases, than the other trials we've heard. Laid it out point by point, very cool, calm, and collected, but boy, strong stuff.
It is strong. It was just textbook Tom Thurman, and this time we didn't hear anything about the alleged rape drugs or anything like that. The court had ruled we couldn't hear about that, but they still did a great job without having those overtures.
What they're going to show in the video and what the jurors will see later about what happened to this victim. Okay, what also about the defense? They kind of laid out a strategy, if you will. It looks like they're trying to point at the other 3 defendants in this case.
Because the defense knows what's coming. This is going to be the third time they've got a chance to see the state's case in chief, and what they're trying to do is to show that Mr. Vandenburg was not the ringleader, that he was merely following everyone else.
Trying to put it on Corey Beatty,
exactly.
Tip McKenzie, Brandon Banks.
Everybody else. It's
okay,
a finger
that's the way they'll go on that. The other big thing that came out of it, first of all, you could sense there is some tension between the 2 legal teams.
Absolutely.
A little sniping back and forth. And then there was a motion to have all the charges dismissed against Vandenburg, claiming double jeopardy. I know it's complex, but real quick to the heart of that.
You know, basically what the defense team was trying to say is that that the jury was placed under oath on 2 separate cases, and that violates double jeopardy because you can only be tried for the same crime and the same set of facts one time, but the judge denied that motion.
Will that come up on appeal if Brandon Vandenburg is convicted?
If he's convicted, absolutely. That's something they've definitely preserved the record for, and of course, you know, they may see this again on appeal if he is convicted.
If he is. All right, all I can say as we wrap things up here is that this moved slowly today. And, you know, we saw it took 5 days for Corey Beatty. I think it's going to take at least 5 days for this trial. We'll be back for day 2 tomorrow as the prosecution continues to build their case against Brandon Vandenburg. We'll send it back now to the set.